Hi everyone and welcome to Warren's Team Talk. Thank you very much for coming and joining me today. I hope that you're all well and in really good health and that you survived all the nasty winds yesterday and didn't get blown off down the street or lose bits of your housing and stuff like that. And yeah, I know it's nothing to laugh about, but you know, if you don't laugh, you'd cry, wouldn't you, to be quite honest? But in all seriousness, I hope that you survived okay yesterday and that you're all fine and well. I'm just getting some last couple of bits that I need for today's show. We're going to be covering the matches today. So the kick-off at 3:00 in the FA Premier League. So that should be quite good. There's about 6 games today. So we shouldn't be short of action. Let's put it like that. Well, that's what I'm hoping anyway. So, yeah, let's hope so. I'm just going to take this hoodie off as well. And Arsenal's playing today at 3:00. So that's going to be interesting. Arsenal's playing Brentford and should be entertaining. Hopefully they won't manage to mess everything up for us and Mikel Arteta will pull off a masterstroke. I'm not hopeful, not by any stretch of the imagination. But you never know. You never know your luck. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And as you can see, I've got the old... See that? I don't know if you can see that. The old... You see it? You see it? No. I don't think you can you? Hold on. There you go. That's better. See that? The old mid-70s, mid to late 70s Arsenal shirt. So that's going to be wild. There we go. There it is in all its beauty. Yeah, beautiful looking beast. There it is. Hold on, let me as well just get up. One last thing and we can rock and roll. So you're seeing some behind the scenes stuffs with the Warren's Team Talk YouTube channel. So be 2 seconds, guys, and then we can get started. So anyway, I hope that you're well. I know I can see Taib in the chat already. I hope you're well, mate. No, Taib, I haven't got a dog. That's my phone. So let me just get... Yeah, we'll put that up in a minute. Anyway, but it's there waiting in the background. So let's close that. And that one. And that one. Right, okie dokie. So let's get started. Today, like I said, we're covering all the 3:00 kickoffs up and down the country, but mainly focusing on the 3:00 kickoffs in the Premier League. And don't forget the petition is still there. It's still sitting there waiting for you to sign it if you so wish. All you got to do is click on the link. It's in the video description. And it will take you to this website. You just put your name and your details in. And, yeah, let's make sure that this clown doesn't get another 2 years to absolutely destroy this football club of ours. Anyway, so there's one game already today. And that was the game between West Ham and Newcastle United. West Ham and Newcastle fought out a 1-1 draw. Joe Willock, ex-Arsenal midfield player, of course, grabbed an equaliser for Newcastle after they went 1-0 behind after Dawson scored for West Ham to put the Hammers 1-0 up. So, yeah, I'm sure Newcastle will be a lot happier with that point than what the Hammers will. The match stats for the game were that West Ham had 47% possession. West Ham had 11 shots, 3 of which were on target. They had 3 corners and they made 3 fouls. Newcastle, on the other hand, obviously had 53% possession. They had 14 shots, 3 on target. They managed to get 7 corners and committed 7 fouls. So there's a couple of chats here. So let me just have a quick look at those. And first one is Taib. He's saying, "Hi, Warren. Hello, mate. How you doing? I hope you're well. Hope you survived all the wins yesterday." And Craig's in as well. "Good afternoon. No start for Pepe. What the fuck is Arteta doing? Not only is he not starting, mate, he ain't even in the squad." I mean, fucking hell. Is he in the squad? Well, we'll have a look in a minute. And he wants him out, mate. He did not want him. He'll be gone in the summer. Let's put it like that. And why not? Sentiment FC, love Arsenal, hate Kroenke. Large up, Warren. GG, all is well. Yourself? Yeah, I'm good, mate. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming in and joining me. I'm really actually quite surprised how many of you are actually, because I know there's a lot of watch-alongs going on today. I can think of at least 4. So channels that are way bigger than mine. So thanks very much. Pepe on the bench. Yeah, fucking hell. What is the matter with this bloke? Seriously, real talk. What is wrong with Arteta? Do you know what I mean? We've got better players than the ones that are starting out on loan or sitting on the bench. I just don't fucking get it. It's bonkers. The only thing about it that makes any sense to me is that it's a deliberate ploy to make sure that we don't get in the top 4. It's the only thing to me that makes any sense. I just don't get it. So anyway, this was the league table before the game lunchtime kicked off. So by looking at that, I'd say that West Ham are now a point behind Man United. And United is still in 4th. West Ham are in 5th. Arsenal are in 6th. Wolves are in 7th. Anyway, you can see all that. Newcastle, they would now be 5 points clear of Norwich. And the bottom 3 is as you were. So Taib says, "Hi, Warren." Hello, mate. Hope you good. Hi, Sentiment. Hi, Craig. Yeah, it's nice to see you all, guys. So let's have a look. I'm going to have a look at all the lineups and formations and all that carry on before the games start. So here we go. So these are the games that are kicking off at 3 o'clock today in the Premier League. So we've got Arsenal against Brentford, Aston Villa against Watford, Brighton against Burnley, Crystal Palace against Chelsea, Liverpool against Norwich, Southampton against Everton, and so that's it. And Craig says Arteta will take off Lacazette and bring on the Nketiah over Pepe. Yeah, and they'll probably do it around about the 65th minute, mate. I should tell you that now. So this is the lineup. So this start off with the Arsenal-Bournemouth game. We got the starting 11 for Arsenal is Ramsdale, Cedric, White, Gabriel, Tierney, Partey, Xhaka, Saka, Odegaard, Smith Rowe, and Lacazette. And the benches: Leno, Holding, Tavares, Tomiyasu, Elneny, Lokonga, Pepe, Hutchinson, and Nketiah. And Brentford, they've got Raya, Aya, Janssen, Pinnock, Canos, Da Silva, Norgard, Jensen, Henry, Embuemo and Wissa, and on the bench they've got Fernandez, Ganados, Onyeka, Baptiste, Janet, Besh, I think that says, Royaslev, Stevens, and Young Coombs. So let's have a look, see how the teams are setting themselves up. Arsenal are going for a 4-3-3, according to the BBC. I'm not sure that's quite that accurate, actually. I'd say with that personnel in the starting 11, for me, I'd say it's probably a 4-2-3-1. Right. Partey and Shaq are sort of the more defensive two out of the five-man midfield. Saka on the right, Odegaard playing the number 10, and Smith Rowe on the right with Lacazette up front. And then Brentford, they're going for a 3-5-2. And thankfully for us, there's no Ivan Toney, because I'm sure that he'd cause absolute havoc. And Craig says, at Taiba saying big up. And big up, Taid. You good, bro. Why not Sentiment FC? Let's love Arsenal, hate Kroenke. And Taiba saying, says, Arteta's attitude stinks. It's worse than the Cats, Devon Regions. Laugh out loud. Mate, you're absolutely fucking spot on, as usual. And your riddles and rhymes make more bloody sense than what his press conference does. Jesus Christ. I'm going to put it up for you in a minute so you can all see it. What he said in that press conference about A's and B's and ups and downs, it was fucking insane. And Taib says, I'm good sentiment. And then, why not Sentiment FC, love Arsenal, hate Kroenke? Mate, that is such a mouthful. I'm gonna cut it down, mate, if you don't mind, to Sentiment, if that's all right with you. If it ain't, just tell me. I don't mind. I will try and say it. There's a lot to come out with. But I love that name. It's fucking superb. When the Nketiah sub is made, the meltdown will be marvellous, mate. And I'll be joining in. It just ain't good enough. I can see Brentford winning by 2-1, says Taib. I just don't think we're going to struggle to score goals. I just don't see where the goals are coming from. I really don't. And why not Sentiment says, good to hear, Taib. And Sentiment FC is good. Okay, mate. Now let's go with that. Sentiment FC. So Sentiment FC, you're a top man. I love that name. It's so cool. And let's move on. Let's go to the next game. This is Aston Villa against Watford. So Villa are going with Martinez, Cash, Chambers, Mings, who's going to be captain, Digne, McGinn, Douglas Luiz, Jay Ramsey, Buendia, Ings and Coutinho. And on the bench, they're going with Olsen, Haze, Chrisen, A. Young, Ori Ganam, Sanson, Chuki, oh my God, Chuk, Wemeka, Bailey, and Watkins. And apparently Watkins has been dropped because of poor form. So there you go. And Watford have gone with Foster, Loza, King, Cleverly, Kamara, Cathcart, Sissoko is captain, Firmina, Samir, Dart and Dennis. And they've also gone with Bachman, Nagakia, Trusacon, Masia, Sema, Cabasele, Carlu, Hernandez, and Kiembe. So that's Watford. Let's see how those two sides are lining up. Villa are going for a 4-3-3, and Watford are going for a traditional 4-4-2. And then Brighton against Burnley. Brighton are going, their starting 11 is Sanchez, Lamptey, Cucurella, Basuma, Malpai, McAllister, Lallana, Moda, Welbeck, Duffy, and Veltman. And then Burnley's starting 11 is Pope, Roberts, Collins, Mee, Pieters, Lennon, Cork, Brownhill, McNeil, Cornet, and Weghorst. And the bench for them is Hennessy, Walker, Lowton, Bardsley, Barnes, Thomas, Long, Stevenson, Rodriguez. And Brighton's bench is Steele, Trossard, Gross, Alzate, March, Cancedo, Roberts, Leonard, and Ferguson. And for them, their formations will be Brighton are going for a 4-4-2, but they're going for a 4-2-4 with like a diamond formation for the midfield. Burnley are going for a 4-4-2 as well, but a more traditional 4-4-2. Next game is Crystal Palace against Chelsea. And Palace starting 11 is Gaeta, Klein, Guaya, Anderson, Mitchell, Koyate, MacArthur, Ayew, Olise, Schlupp, and Sahar. And then their subs bench is Butland, Kelly, Adamaromoya, I think that's what that says, Milojevic, Hughes, Ase, Mateta, Benteke, and Edouard. And then Chelsea have gone with Mende, Christensen, Thiago Silva, Rudiger, Pulisic, Kante, Jorginho is captain, Sarr, Ziyech, Lukaku, and Havertz. And then the benches, Arizilaba, Alonso, Chalobe, Kovacic, Loftus-Cheek, Sol, Kennedy, Varley, and Werner. So there you go. And then starting lineups are Crystal Palace going for a 4-3-3. Chelsea are going for a 3-4-3. So Liverpool against Norwich. Liverpool's starting 11 is Allinson, Gomez, Matip, Van Dijk, and Simica. Midfield, Henderson, Kayeti, Oxlade-Chamberlain. And then the attack is Mane, Diaz, and Salah. And on the bench, they're going with Kelleher, Fabinho, Konate, Thiago, Milner, Minamino, Robertson, Origi, and Elliott. Norwich, they're going with a 4-3-3, and their team is Gunn, Williams, Gibson, Hanley, Aarons, Norman, Gilmore, McLean, and Rashika, Pouquet, and Sargent. And they got a bench of McGovern, Briam, Zimmerman, Kabak, Gianna Lulis, Lise Malloy, Placheta, Dell, and Rowe. And the teams are lining up in Liverpool are going for a 4-3-3, which is their usual formation, and Norwich are matching up with a 4-3-3 as well. Now, then we've got Southampton and Everton. This is the last one. Fraser Forster is in goal, and then they've gone with Livramento, Bednarik, Saliso, Walker Peters, Romu, Ward-Prowse, who's going to be captain, Armstrong, Elianuse, Broja, and Shay Adams. And then the bench for them is Caballero, Stevens, Valerie, Diallo, Smallbone, Gianniepo, Walcott, Long, and A. Armstrong. And then Everton, they're going with Begovic, Patterson, Milkolenko, Braithwaite, Andre Gomez, Townsend, El Ghazi, Delhi, and Rondon. And their starting formation, Southampton again with a traditional 4-4-2, and so are Everton. They're going for a traditional 4-4-2 as well. So, yeah, there you go. That is the starting 11s and formations. Let's see where we were with these chats. And right, okay, so everything's fine there. Let me now just get the website in so I can track the matches. So let's get that in. Right, so the games are kicked off and they're a couple of minutes old, and so far there's been no goals. Crystal Palace, Chelsea and Senegal keeper Edouard Mendy has lifted the trophy in his last 2 games. Is that true? Oh, yeah, because he won the African Nations Cup, didn't he? So he won that, and he's also won the Club World Cup, so fair play to him. So let's see if there's any goals anywhere else. That was what I was going to do. I was going to show you that thingy, wasn't I? Let me see if I can get that up. Let me see if I want to show you that, because it honestly, it is fucking insane what that joker said. Let me see. Do you know what? Probably the best thing for me to do is make a new one of these. Do you know what? I forget that. I'm not going to do it like that. I'm going to do something else. Do this and then open and browse files, and then let's see issues, and here we go. Right, okie doke. So now I can screen share it. So let's go back here, and then I'm going to do. Before we do that, something's gone to VAR. So what's that? What's happening there? It's a Southampton Everton game. They're checking for a potential Everton penalty for handball. Wow. Well, there you go. It's kicking off already. Right, so while we're waiting for them to make their decision, let's have a look at this fucking thing. Oh, my God. This fucking clown, Mikel Arteta, honestly. What a joker. Right, I'm just going to pull this up. There it is. Feast your eyes over that. Fucking hell. So, So it says he was asked if sticking to our beliefs has got us into a good position, right? So I'm going to maximize that screen so that hopefully you can see it a bit better. He said, it's sticking to what we planned and understand the difficulties along the way. I said on day one, I think the club were very clear. This is not going to be a clean ride. It doesn't happen. When you go from A to B or C or the level that the Premier League has, it's not going to be a straight line up there. It's never going to happen. It's going to be a line that comes down, and then hopefully we can get there. You have to be prepared for that, because if not, you will change your direction and then you will be in big trouble. Well, he's just said it's going to be a line that comes down and then hopefully we'll get there. So to me, right, that's saying that he's hoping to go down, right? Well, guess what, Mikel? You're doing a damn good job of it if that's what you're hoping for, because you certainly ain't going up, mate. That's for sure. What a fucking idiot. Honestly. The man's a joke. Honestly, an absolute fucking joke. And does anyone who's watching this have any fucking idea what he's going on about? Because I don't. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, well, if I don't understand, I think I've got a fairly good understanding of English. I mean, I'm not arrogant enough to think that, I can understand everything that's ever been said by anyone. Of course not. I don't think anyone has. But I can't make fucking head and tail of that. And if I'm struggling with it, what do you think some of the foreign players at Arsenal are making of it? Do you think they understand him? Because I doubt very much whether they are. And that in itself is a massive problem, particularly because the thing is, he's sitting in a press conference and he has to be careful about what he says and how he says it. And if he's talking like that, to that level of fucking riddles and bullshit in a press conference, then what is he saying? What is he saying, and how is he saying it to the players? It's mad. It is absolutely mad. So Arteta doesn't work properly. Laugh out loud. Mate, nothing at that fucking football club works properly. It's a fucking joke. Arteta's hand speed is second to none. Can't keep up with it. Laugh out loud this time. Mate, honestly, it just baffles me. It really does. The Spanish omelette is turning into a scrambled egg. Great one. Absolutely, mate. Fucking hell. No, I wouldn't eat that fucking scrambled egg, mate, if I were you. God knows what's fucking in it. It's madness. Anyway, but let's get back to these games and see what's going on. What's going on here? Right, yeah, so all the games, between 7 minutes and 9 minutes old, and there's still 0-0. There's no goals been scored. Alex Lacazette is down injured. Oh, fucking hell, here we go. What did we say a couple of weeks ago? What's going to happen if Martinelli and Lacazette either get injured or suspended? One of them's fucking suspended and the other one's gone down injured. Fucking hell. We got one striker. Fuck's sake. Alex Lacazette is down injured after being clattered by a jumping defender. Bukayo Saka plays on and misses the target. Lacazette gets up and can play on. Jesus Christ. Crystal Palace nil, Chelsea nil. Captain America, Christian Pulisic, is looking for 6 goals in 6 games against Crystal Palace, and is close to getting it at the far post from Hakim Ziyech's deep cross, but he shoots wide off on the stretch. Liverpool nil, Norwich nil. 10 minutes on the clock at Anfield, where there's been 3 attempts and 1 disallowed goal. Norwich haven't turned up just to defend. So Norwich have had a goal disallowed. Fucking hell. Well, there you go, you see. Don't write off those Canaries. There's still plenty of chirping left on those Canaries, mate, I'm telling you. Great save. Crystal Palace nil, Chelsea nil. Good grief, says the reporter. What a strike. This is from centre-half Antonio Rudiger, stepping up from the back and smashing one from almost 40 yards out. It's a tremendous hit and arrowing towards the top corner. But Vincenzo Guaiata is fortunate enough to see all the way, and he tips it all the way. He tips the ball well wide. So well done there to that young man, to Vincenzo Guaiata. Let's see if there's any other goals anywhere else. Now, let me get that there. Football. Right. So there, as I said, it's 0-0 in all the Premier League games. The Scottish Premiership, it's St Johnstone 1, Hearts 1. Bristol City are 1-0 at home to Middlesbrough. Let's see if Florian Balogun has got a start today, because he started the other night for them. Yeah, he's starting. He's starting for the Borough. But they're 1-0 down at Bristol City. And Reading are 1-0 up away at Preston North End. Birmingham are 1-0 up away at Stoke. And that's the only goals in the Championship. Few games have fallen foul of the weather in League One. Portsmouth at Crewe and Lincoln at Fleetwood Town. Most of the games in League One are goalless. There's only 2 goals in League One at the moment. The first goal is that I need to tell you about is Ipswich Town 1, Burton Albion 0, and Wycombe Wanderers 0, Cheltenham Town 1. In League 2, it's Northampton Town 2, Colchester United 0. It's Forest Green Rovers 0, Walsall 1. Hartlepool United 0, Sutton United 1. And that's the only 2 goals in League 2. In the National League, there's 1 goal there, and that's gone to Torquay United. They're 1-0 up at home to Barnet. National League North, there's no goals in National League North. And then in National League South, Dorking Wanderers are 1-0 up against Chelmsford City. Havant and Lealville are 1-0 up against Ebbsfleet United, just up the road from here. Hemel Hempstead Town 1, Concord Rangers 0. They're the only 2 goals in there. Pinatar Cup, what the fucking hell's that? What the fucking hell's the Pinatar Cup? Hungary 1, Poland 1, Slovakia 0, Scotland 2. Yeah, what is it? What the fuck's the Pinatar Cup? Does anyone know? Scottish Championship. The only goals there are Kilmarnock. We've got a 2-0 up against Raith Rovers. Yeah. So let's see if we can find out what this fucking Pinatar Cup is. Sounds a bit fucking dodgy to me. I'm just going to look on my phone. So excuse me while I do that. So Pinatar. Pinatar Cup is an invitational women association football tournament held in March in San Pedro del Pinatar region of Murcia in Spain. The first edition was contested by Iceland, Northern Ireland, Scotland and Ukraine. And Scotland are the current champions. There you go. Fair play to the book. Fair play to the girls. So that's the Pinatar Cup. So now we know. Now we know what the Pinatar Cup is, because I didn't have a fucking clue. So let's get back and see what's going on in these Premier League games. Let's see what the match stats are for the Arsenal game. Arsenal have had 83% possession. They've had 4 shots. One of which has been on target. They've had 2 corners and made 2 fouls. Brentford, bless them, 17% possession. 2 shots, none on target, no corners, no fouls. Fucking hell, that's woeful. And so far, according to the BBC, Magalhaes, Gabriel Magalhaes is Arsenal's... No, it's not actually. It's Kieran Tierney is Arsenal's best performer. Well, no, that's a lie. It's Saka. No, Smith Rowe. Yeah, so the best performer with an average rating of 8.18 is Smith Rowe. Then it's Saka with 8.01. And then Kieran Tierney with 7.9. So there you go. Let's see what's going on. Let's have a look. And yet still no goals. A monstrous opportunity. A monstrous opportunity for Jonathan Woodgate, former England defender on BBC Radio 5 Live, says it's a monstrous opportunity. That's a monstrous opportunity for Pukki. He had no conviction in his finish. He has to finish that, in my view, or at least hit the target. So there you go, see? Norwich are creating chances and something's happened. Arsenal nil, Brentford nil. Alex Lacazette heads over across. Southampton nil, Everton nil. James Ward-Prowse shoots as you'd expect from this free kick, but he goes for the far bottom corner and Jordan Pickford tips it wide. And then great save, Aston Villa nil, Watford nil. A top save from Villa keeper Emi Martinez. Watford break forward for the first time in a match with a lightning counter-attack. Ismail Assar finds Emmanuel Dennis with a crisp ball and the striker cuts inside before firing a shot towards the bottom right-hand corner. Martinez, though, is equal to it. So, there you go. Liverpool nil, Norwich nil. Incredible that there hasn't been a goal at Anfield. Chances for both teams in a blistering end-to-end counter after Luis Diaz goes close to his first goal in a Liverpool shirt. Sadio Mane tests the keeper. There you go. And did anyone else hear that news story during the week? Apparently, Emi Martinez is being linked with a move to Manchester City. Did anyone notice that? Was I just fucking dreaming. Do you know what I mean? So what do you people think about my shirt, eh? Good old Arsenal, mid-70s, late 70s Arsenal shirt. So see if you can see it. There it is. The glorious Gunners. It's better, isn't it? Do you like that? So not make the most of it, because you won't normally see me wearing Arsenal merchandise, that's for sure. But this is the shirt that the club wore from about probably as early as 1971, if not before. And I think wore it up until probably 1981, something like that, I think. And Warren, can you pronounce? Oh, here we go. Let me try. Well, it depends whether I match your pronunciation, mate. It says Oku Chaku Oka Chaka Chaka Langa. There you go. All right. Did you enjoy that, Taib? I'm still waiting for one of your fucking riddles or poems, man. I'm sorry about all the swearing. I'm going to have to tone it down a bit. But seriously, your rhymes and poems make more sense than the rubbish that manager of ours comes out with in these press conferences. The man, he's off his head. I'm not joking, and I'm not even joking. It's mad. Warren, do watch SPL. Are you asking me if I watch the SPL? Because if you are, yeah, because I'm a Celtic fan as well. So I try and watch Celtic whenever they're playing. I have to say I was really pissed the other night when we lost at home to that Norwegian team in the Europa Conference League, or whatever it's called. Do you watch the SPL? Yeah. Whenever I can, mate, yeah. I've done, because like I say, I am a Celtic fan as well. And I do like some videos now and again about Celtic. So on my playlist, I've got a folder called Celtic, I think. So if you're interested, go and check out some of the videos in there, because, yeah, I do also follow Dunfermline Athletic, because that's where my family's from. From Dunfermline in Fife, which is, for those of you who don't know, it's just north of Edinburgh. So, yeah. Do you like the SPL as well then, Sentiment FC? And are you Scottish, or what's the story with you, mate? Taib was saying Warren saw a pig fly. Warren ate all the pie. Warren hurt his eye. Warren would never tell a lie. Like that. Mate, listen. Let me tell you about pigs and flying pigs, yeah? Years and years ago, I think it was mid-80s, towards the late 80s, I went to see Pink Floyd, right? Play a concert at Wembley Stadium. And part of the show, they had a pig, like a fucking huge inflatable pig. Fucking how big was it? It must have been about nearly 30 foot long, right? 30 foot long, and it had these fucking huge, bright, orange lights as eyes, and he had smoke coming out of its arse, and it went flying right over the top of the crowd. Mate, it's fucking wild. And Pink Floyd have got this thing, they've got loads of old fucking hippies are like following them around. And there's honestly, from the fucking get-go, there's all these people smoking fucking joints. And right, one of my friends went to the show as well, and they took some photographs, and she showed it to me the next day at work. And there's this fucking haze of smoke hanging over the crowd, and it's from all the people fucking smoking stuff in the crowd. Mate, it was fucking mad. Honestly. Another mate of mine, he went, and he said that there was loads of old hippies on the bus, and they were passing joints up and down the fucking bus. And oh my fucking days, what a nightmare. It was crazy. And Taif says, channel's slowly growing, mate. Yeah, I wish it'd grow quicker, to be honest. But it's going. At least I'm not going backwards. I had a spell recently where I would get a few subs. Like, I'd get 2 or 3 subscribers. Then I'd lose 1 or 2. Then I'd go back up again. Then down, up and down, up and down. Like a fucking... like a fucking bride's fucking duvet. It was terrible. But yeah, it has. It's been improving, so I'm pleased about that. And I really enjoy doing this thing. I really enjoy this thing that we do on a Saturday. So let's see what's going on, because I'm not. Yo, love. That's his time. Yeah, exactly, mate. Where they Norwich? Where were they Norwich City fans? But all the boys smoking the joints at the Pink Floyd concert. Fucking hell, I don't know, mate. My mate was with me. He was a Norwich fan. Well, he still is. Yeah, big up, Mick, if he's watching. Top man. So it's still, look, nearly half an hour gone in all the games, between 25 minutes and half an hour, and it's still 0-0. We'll still wait. Oh, no, there's been a goal. There has been a goal. Here we go, people. It's time. There's been a goal at Brighton. So let's go and check that out. There's been a goal at Brighton. It's Brighton nil, Burnley 1. And God knows, when was the last time Burnley scored a goal? And it's been scored by Weghorst. Was that the fella they signed in the January transfer window? I think it was. He's about fucking 6'7", isn't he, or something? Goal was assisted by Roberts in the 21st minute. So, let's see if we can see what happened with that. Yeah. So, Brighton and Hove Albion 0, Burnley 1. Wout Weghorst. Burnley with a right-footed shot from the centre of the box to the top right corner, assisted by Connor Roberts. So there you go. And Burnley have picked up a booking. No surprises there. Jack Cork is shown a yellow card for a bad foul. Well, I can't imagine anyone's particularly shocked about that. So Burnley 1-0 up at Brighton. That's a bit of a shock. And Aston Villa nil, Watford nil. It's all settled down a little bit at Villa Park. It's all settled down. All settled down for a team that have just dropped to the foot of the table. There's not much urgency from Watford at the moment. There you go. Liverpool nil, Norwich nil. Williams standing out. Brandon Williams is standing up to be counted for the Canaries. He's had more touches, 24, played more passes, 16, cleared more balls, 3 than anyone else in yellow. So the man is leading from the front. He's been an example for everyone else to follow. Arsenal nil, Brentford nil. Martin Odegaard gets the ball 25 yards out and shuffles inside and hits a shot which deflects off a defender and goes just wide. Chelsea striker Romelu Lukaku has had 2 touches of the ball in the opening half an hour. That's terrible. He's playing for a team like Chelsea who are going to be, let's be honest about it, they're going to be dominating like large passages of play, and he's only had 2 touches. What the fuck is going wrong at that club? That don't make any sense to me. Seriously, someone needs to have a sit down and think about what's going on there, because something's not quite right, isn't it? Arsenal nil, Brentford nil. Brentford keeper David Raya and defender Pontus Jansson run into each other as they clear across, and Jansson comes off worse. He's still down and getting a check over from the medical team. So there you go. And it's still Arsenal nil, Brentford nil. 32 minutes gone at that game. In that game at the Emirates Stadium. At Villa Park, it's Aston Villa nil, Watford nil. At the Amex Stadium in Brighton, it's Brighton nil, Burnley 1. Sellers Park in South London, it's Crystal Palace nil, Chelsea nil. And at Anfield, it's Liverpool nil, Norwich nil after 32 minutes. And then finally at the Dell, I'm showing my age there. At St Mary's Stadium, it's Southampton nil, Everton nil. So, Saints against Everton. Saints close again. Tino Livramento bundles James Ward-Prowse. Corner goalwards from close range, but Jordan Pickford saves. So it remains Southampton nil, Everton nil. So there you go. I'm not quite sure what happened with that penalty check. Let's go and have a look and see if we can find out anything about that. So let's scroll down. Live text. Stuff I can't see anything about it. Maybe I was imagining it. I'm sure that was, I don't know. Maybe I'm cracking up. So 35 minutes gone. It's Arsenal nil, Brentford nil, Villa nil, Watford nil, Brighton nil, Burnley 1, Crystal Palace nil, Chelsea nil, Liverpool nil, Norwich nil, and Southampton nil, Everton nil. So let's see. Oh my God, there's loads of chats waiting. Sorry, guys. And Taib Hussein says, Warren, what's the worst food you have tried? I'll come back and I'm going to answer that question in a minute, Taib, because there's a funny story about it as well. But I just want to get through all these chats and I promise I'll come back and answer that. So Sentiment FC says, Fortunately, I don't have the facilities, big man, to watch SPL. I've been looking at Rangers and I feel like, and I like Kent and I've been impressed. I want him at Arsenal to start. Me and you might fall out, my friend. Only joking. If you want to email me, Sentiment FC, I will tell you about the website I use to watch SPL. So I've just put my email address in the chat, all right? But you email me and I'll send you a link or something like that. Del Boy Gunner TV. Hey, Warren, I hope you're good, mate. Thanks for coming in, Del Boy. Nice to see you. I thought you were doing a watch-along this afternoon for the Arsenal game. Taib says, hi, Del Boy. How you doing? What's the bleeding story, Del Boy? Why not Taib and Craig? Hope all is well. Taib says, hi, Del Boy. Craig Malloy at Del Boy Gunner TV. Big up. Yeah, he's top man. That chat you had last night with Jez and Gracie May, that was fucking wild, mate. Absolutely wild. I loved it. Especially talking about the 91 season. That was fucking excellent. Sentiment FC's, what's the crack? What's the bleeding Jackanory? Big up, tell my man. That's the one. Top one. And Del Boy Gunner TV, laughing emoji. And that's my email address. So, yeah, if you email me that sentiment, I'll be happy to pass you a link so you can watch SPL. I'm not really sure how legal it is, but you'll be able to watch the games. Sometimes it freezes a bit, but if you just refresh, it should be fine. Taib was saying, Del Boy, don't know how many beer barrels you have hidden in your basement. Laugh out loud. Pretty sure it's a big secret. Laugh out loud. And Del Boy TV, thanks, Warren. Mate, do you actually own a pub in Dublin, Del Boy? Because I thought at first that you were in you had a green screen or something, and you were like that background, that backdrop was a green screen, but I don't think it is it? It looks like an actual bar. Taib, I've loads of beer. I'm Irish. There you go. So let's go back and see what's going on, what the bleeding story is. Oh, Del Boy, I sent you as well a link to, I don't know fucking what I'm doing with Instagram. I really don't. I find it really difficult to put links in for things in Instagram messages. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you put a link in and you can't click on it, nothing happens, but then other times it does. I don't know what I'm fucking doing. But I tried to send you a link for a video I did that's in my playlist, Memories of the Football Terrace, which is a series that I'm doing about my memories of watching Arsenal down the years. And I did a video about the 1990-91 season. So I thought you might enjoy it. Because that season was wild, mate. But yeah, and then I've got ones going back all the way, starting with my first ever game from in 1972 upwards. So yeah, it should be quite interesting, really. Del Boy, yeah, pretty obvious. Laugh out loud, Taib says. And Sentiment SC says, okay, no problem. I'll shoot one over. No problem, Mason. When I get it, I'll reply to you. No, Del Boy says, when I bought my house 2 years ago, there was a shed in the back garden and I turned it into a pub. I'm having a session tonight for the fight. You're all invited. Mate, if I was in Ireland, I'd fucking come. I'd come, my brother. I certainly would. But do you have, like, paying punters coming in, like, into your back garden and coming into the shed to have a beer and whatnot? Or do you have to have a license? How does it work? Warren, yes, I'll watch it and also share it. Thank you. So let's have a look, see what's going on with the bleeding games. Find out what the bleeding story is. So here we go. Oh, fuck. What's going on? Fucking hell. Right, okay. And there's been another goal. Fucking hell. Another goal, and it's come again. And another goal has come, and it's come in the Brighton Burnley game, and it's Brighton 0, Burnley 2. Fucking hell! And it's got Brownhill scored it in the 40th minute. The goal was assisted by Weghorst. Let's see what happened with that one. And Brighton and Hove Albion 0, Burnley 2. Josh Brownhill, Burnley, left-footed shot from the centre of the box to the centre of the goal, assisted by Wout Weghorst. So there you go. Burnley, they're running amok, man. If they win today and it stays as it is at the moment, they'll move off the bottom of the table and they'll move within 1 point of Norwich, and they'll have 3 games in hand over third bottom Norwich. And if they win those 3 games in hand, that'll put them on 26 points. That'll move them up to 14th place in the table. Jesus. So there you go. So let's go back. Let's go back. And we're back. We're back. So it's Arsenal 0, Brentford 0. 5 minutes to go before half-time in that one. 2 minutes to go before half-time at Villa Park, and it's Villa 0, Watford 0. 3 minutes to go before half-time at the Amex Stadium in Brighton, and it's Brighton 0, Burnley 2. 1 minute to go before half-time at Selhurst Park, and it's Crystal Palace 0, Chelsea 0. 1 minute to go before half-time at Anfield, and it's still Liverpool 0, Norwich 0, and Norwich giving them really good account of themselves there at Anfield, apparently. And then Southampton against Everton at St Mary's Stadium. It's Southampton 0, Everton 0. And there's a substitution at the Emirates Stadium. Brentford midfielder Matthias Jensen hobbles off with an injury, and Vitali Genoa takes his place. Norwich are gambling at Anfield. That's never a fucking good sign, is it? Having a gamble at Anfield. Norwich are trying to play out from the back when possible. Liverpool's much acclaimed press presents a significant risk to that approach. See, I told you. Reds have won the ball back 6 times in the final third so far today. Many more, and it may have proved punishing for the away side. And for context, Liverpool won the ball back 8 times in the final third in the entire 90 minutes at Inter Milan midweek. Fucking hell. Right, so Taib, to answer your question of earlier. No free beer. No, I don't blame you. Make the bastards pay for it, mate. And Sentiment FC, Weghorst is looking like a good buy. Better than Laka, definitely on better form. He was 13 million, wouldn't have been a bad panic buy. That's true. That's true. So, where's that question? Where's that question that Taib asked? Oh, here we go. What's the worst food you have tried? Well, one, cheese, because it makes me really ill. If I have a little bit of cheese, tiniest little bit of cheese, it makes me really sick. Like, I remember once I had a tiny slither of cheese the size of my thumbnail, and I was sick for 2 days afterwards. I couldn't get out of bed, kept throwing up and all sorts. It was awful. But the worst food probably would be, I was in Spain visiting a friend of mine. She lives in Madrid. And she took me to this bar and we had some tapas. And she made me eat this soup thing. Fucking hell. And it's tasty enough. But then what I didn't know was that it's got really bad reputation for being like a really vicious with people's stomachs. And yeah, I was sick as a dog for like 3 days afterwards. And I remember we went round to see her parents and her aunts one day. We had a big meeting at their house because they all wanted to say hello to me and whatnot. We went round to the house. That her parents were there, her aunts were there, her grandma was there, and the telling off she got from these relatives. Jesus Christ. They were going, you can't do that to him. Look at the poor guy. Look what you've done to him. How can you do that? It's absolutely disgusting. You should be ashamed of yourself. What's he going to think about us on this? Jesus Christ, they really got stuck into her. And I had to really defend her and say, look, it's all right. It's fine. Don't worry. She didn't know it was going to have that effect on me. And Jesus Christ, it was really bad. So the first half has ended apparently at the Emirates. So and Sentiment FC says DW Delby on my way to the ferry. Exactly. We'll rock up at Delboy's house and demand the beers. Craig Malloy says Nketiah is a shorter version of Sanogo. Useless. Yeah, I wonder if he's any good at delivering letters, though. Why not laughing emojis from Delboy? Oh, God, mate. Yeah, but that bar looks wild, mate. I have to say, I'm well impressed. He's done a really good job with that. And in the summer, do you like sort of do barbecues out of it and stuff like that as well? And Del Boy says, roaring on the floor, laughing, sound like you got violent diarrhea. Mate, fucking diarrhea, vomiting, fucking everything. It was terrible. The poor girl, honestly, she was absolutely mortified. And I'm telling you, the fucking telling off she got from her family was just unbelievable. Right. So let's go back to these matches. So the halftime scores up and down in the Premier League. It's Arsenal 0, Brentford 0, Aston Villa 0, Watford 0, Brighton 0, Burnley 2, Crystal Palace 0, Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0, Norwich 0, Southampton 0, Everton 0. So the only place there's been any goals is at the Amex Stadium, and they've been scored by Burnley, which is fucking, that for me is absolutely mad. So let's have a look at the halftime scores in other games up and down the country. And Scottish Premier League, Scottish Premiership, it's Motherwell 0, Aberdeen 1, and St Johnstone 1, Hearts 1. It's a bit of a shock that, because St Johnstone are in real trouble at the wrong end of the table. In the Championship, it's Bristol City 1, Middlesbrough 0, Cardiff 0, Blackpool 1. That's a shock. What am I talking about? Sorry. I don't know what I was thinking there. Preston North End 0, Reading 2, Queen's Park Rangers 0, Hull City 1, Sheffield United 3, Swansea 0. Jesus, looks like Swansea have been put to the sword. Stoke City 1, Birmingham City 1. So the Hawks are drawing 1-1 at the moment. League 1, Bolton Wanderers 1, AFC Wimbledon 0. So Stump Peg, she'll be really happy with that one. Charlton 0, Oxford United 2, Doncaster Rovers 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Ipswich Town 1, Burton Albion 0, and Wycombe Wanderers 3, Cheltenham Town 1. All the rest of the games in League 1 are goalless. In League 2, it's Northampton 2, Colchester United 0, Carlisle United 0, Swindon 1, Forest Green Rovers 0, Walsall 1, Hartlepool 0, Sutton United 1, Newport County 0, Mansfield Town 0, Oldham 2, Bradford City 0, Scunthorpe United 1, Rochdale 0, Stevenage 0, Bristol Rovers 1, and Tranmere Rovers 0, Port Vale 0. And then the National League, it's Chesterfield 2, Solihull Moors 1, Notts County 2, Eastleigh 0, Stockport County 0, Woking 0, Torquay United 2, Barnet 1, Webster 0, Wrexham 0. And any other notable scores here? Let's just have a look. I think that's about it, really. I don't think there's much else. So, there you go. That's it. So, let's get back and let's have a look and see what's been going on at the Emirates in the Arsenal-Brentford game. So according to the BBC website, it looks like Martin Odegaard has been Arsenal's star man so far in this game. Is it Martin Odegaard? No. Yeah, I didn't think so. It's Emil Smith Rowe with a rating of 7.83. And then second, I think, is Kieran Tierney. Right, so the match stats. Arsenal have had 80% possession against Brentford's 20%. Arsenal have had 16 shots against Brentford's 2. Arsenal have had 2 shots on target against Brentford's none. And Arsenal have had 9 corners. Brentford have had none. And Arsenal have made 2 fouls and Brentford have made 2. So it looks like Arsenal are really on top in this game. But only 2 shots on target from 16 shots on goal. That is terrible. Really terrible. So, is there any major changes to the Premier League? Aston Villa moved up and Crystal Palace have moved up. Villa moved up to 11th, Palace up to 12th, Leicester have moved down to 13th, Everton have moved up to 15th, Leeds down to 16th, Burnley have moved up a place to 19th, and Watford are down to the 20th, so bottom of the table. And so there you go, people. That's how it is. So let's have a look. Sentiment FC. I would say we are lucky Brentford don't have King Tony on deck. I think I'll probably agree with you there, mate. I really do. But then looks like to me they're not really creating that much. But that 16 shots and only 2 on target. That is awful. Awful. What do you call a sleeping ball? Taib, have you got a book or something with all these jokes in? Because that is absolutely shocking. That joke is shocking, mate. Like, you really should do a stand-up. You should go and do stand-up, mate. You really should, because Jesus Christ. But if I were you, I'd make sure you wore clothing that could get stains of rotten food out of you, because those jokes are terrible. They're so terrible and so bad, they're funny. You know what I mean? So let's go to Villa Park. So Villa have had 55% possession against Watford's 45%. They've had 10 shots. Watford have had 3. Villa have had no shots on target, and Watford have had 1. And they've had 6. Villa have had 6 corners. Watford have had 3. Villa have had 7 fouls, and Watford have had 1. So there you go. That's pretty bad as well, isn't it? 10 shots and no shots on target. That's awful. What's the matter with these strikers, man? Or these players who are like having shots? It's shocking. Sentiment FC puts laughing emojis in. David Dundas. Hey, Wazza, how you doing, mate? Yeah, I'm good, thanks, David. How are you? Nice to see you. Thanks for coming in. Just in the stats. Arsenal 16 shots on goal and only 2 on target. That's fucking terrible. Um, and Sentiment FC says lack of accuracy, lack of potency. You're not wrong, mate. If he's had the one that's had all the shots, then yeah, it's terrible. But to be fair to him, he might not have been the one having all the shots, but you'd have to say he probably is. Arsenal, 5 foot tall striker against 6 foot defenders. Yeah, and I bet you we're pumping high balls up in the air for him. Do you know what I mean? Rather than playing it on the ground and letting him like spin them or try and do them for pace, they're probably just pumping high balls up in the air to him and expecting him to fucking out muscle them and out jump them. He's fucking. It would not surprise me at all. And Sentiment FC says and 3v1. Yeah, absolutely. And Aston Villa, they're another one. They've had 10 shots with none on target. So let's go back and look at another game. Let's go to Brighton against Burnley and see what's going on there. Because Burnley are 2-0 up at Brighton at half time. Fantastic result for Burnley, I have to say. Because Brighton, they're only 3 points behind Tottenham. Mind you, they have played 3 games more, though. So here we go. Look, there's the stats for Brighton against Burnley. Brighton, 63% possession. Burnley, 37%. Both of them have had 4 shots. Brighton have had 1 shot on target and Burnley have had 2. So they've been really efficient. 2 shots on target, 2 goals. Can't say fairer than that, can you? And then Brighton have had no corners. Burnley have had 4. 8 fouls committed by Brighton and 4 by Burnley. And Taib says, why did the baby straw... Oh, God, here we go. Why did the baby strawberry cry? Because his parents were in a jam. Mate, you get worse. You get worse. Jesus. Why did the baby strawberry cry? Because his parents were in a jam. And Sentiment FC says, Lacazette had 5 shots and 1 disallowed goal. Have they had a disallowed goal? Why was it disallowed? And Stevie will be ripping Villa a new one at half time. I bet he will. And those stats, I don't blame him. I don't blame him, David Dundas, if he is, because those stats are awful. And Sentiment FC, Arteta isn't Egypt. Why is Laka V versus 3 defenders playing 4-4-2? Sorry, I'll say that again. Arteta isn't Egypt. Why is Laka v 3 defenders play 4-4-2? Exactly. And play it into his feet against those big centre backs, and he can spin them because they're probably not that mobile. But he wouldn't have even have crossed his mind. Offside for Lacazette, says Sentiment FC. Jesus. Well, there you go. What can you say? Huh? What can you say? So, let's go back. And the second half has just started at the Brighton game. It's just started the second half. Second half has started between the Emirates, according to my phone. Palace against Chelsea. Second half started. And there's been a goal at Anfield. There's been a goal at Anfield. My word, and what drama at Anfield. It's Liverpool 0, Norwich City 1. And Norwich are taking the lead through Rashika in the 48th minute. A goal assisted by Sargent. Let's see if we can find out what's happened there. Goal, Liverpool 0, Norwich 1. Milot Rashika, Norwich. Right-footed shot from the outside to the box. From the outside of the box to the bottom right corner, assisted by Joshua Sargent. So there you go. So Norwich have taken an early lead at Anfield in the second half. Major turn-up, major shock, and that could provide a major boost in the arm for Norwich's bid to avoid relegation, and it could be a major turning point and major twist in the title race. So it's Liverpool 0, Norwich City 1, and a major shock if it stays like that. So the other scores in the Premier League is Arsenal 0, Brentford 0, Aston Villa 0, Watford 0, Brighton and Hove Albion 0, Burnley 2, Crystal Palace 0, Chelsea 0, and Liverpool 0, Norwich City 1, and Southampton 0, Everton 0. So there you go. And there's been a goal at the Emirates. There's been a goal at the Emirates. This is according to my phone. Let me see. And it's been scored by Emil Smith-Rowe. Emil Smith-Rowe has given Arsenal the lead in the 48th minute. The goal was assisted by Alex Lacazette. So it's Arsenal 1, Brentford 0. That is according to, what's the name of this website? I think it's One Football. Yeah, it's the One Football app. So there you go, people. Arsenal have the lead. Emil Smith-Rowe gives Arsenal a lead against Brentford. Arsenal, if the results stay like that, it will mean that Arsenal will move 5 points clear of 7th place Wolves. Arsenal will move into 6th. Level on points with West Ham. West Ham have a superior goal difference by 1 goal, and Arsenal will be 1 point behind Manchester United with 2 games in hand, and Arsenal will have 3 games in hand over West Ham. So Liverpool currently 9 points behind Manchester City. If they lose today against Norwich, they lose their game in hand over Manchester City. So they've got to make up 9 points against Manchester City in 13 games. And I don't know, I'm not sure that's going to be possible, to be honest. I have to be honest. So there you go. Could be a massive goal for Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium. So let's go back. There's some comments I didn't manage to read before that goal went in. Taib says, what were the Arsenal hierarchy doing in January? Bloody sleeping or something? We needed some reinforcements. Yeah, we certainly did. That squad of ours is so wafer thin. It's bloody ridiculous. We might even have trouble during the course of the season to be able to field a team. That's how bad it is. David Dundas says, nice goal. Yeah, I don't know what happened. If it stays like this for the next 15 minutes, for the last quarter of an hour or so, I might do a little watch along for the Arsenal match. But we'll see how we go. Because I like doing this. I really enjoy it. And there's another goal. Now the goals are starting to fly in. The goals are starting to fly in, and this one has come at the St Mary's Stadium. And it's Southampton 1, Everton nil. And it's been scored by Armstrong in the 52nd minute, and it was assisted by Shay Adams. And in this game, let's see if we can see how that goal was scored. Here we go. So Armstrong, Southampton, right-footed shot from the right side of the box to the bottom right-hand corner, assisted by Shay Adams. So there you go, guys. The only thing I get frustrated about this is that I can't have little windows of all the games going on, because if I did that, I'd get done for copyright. It's so freaking annoying. So here we go. So the latest scores up and down the Premier League. It's Arsenal 1, Brentford nil. Goal scored by Emil Smith-Rowe in the 48th minute. It's Aston Villa 0, Watford 0. Brighton 0, Burnley 2. Crystal Palace 0, Chelsea 0. Liverpool 0, Norwich City 1, and Southampton 1, Everton 0. And Jonathan Woodgate says he's covering the Liverpool Norwich game for BBC Radio 5 Live. He's saying Virgil van Dijk is trying to get the team together. because at the moment they don't look together. When Norwich break, they don't just break. When Norwich break, they don't break at pace. What? Oh, I see. When Norwich break, they don't half break at pace. It's difficult for Liverpool to control them at times. There you go. So it looks like Liverpool are a bit all over the shop at the moment, and Norwich are exploiting it. Aston Villa nil, Watford nil, all Villa, but no major chances since the restart. And Villa are bottom as it stands. Sorry, Watford are bottom as it stands. And then close, there's Crystal Palace nil, Chelsea nil. Storm Eunice is playing. Storm Eunice is playing his part here. Well, Eunice is a girl's name, mate. I think I'm right in saying. Malang Sarr is blown over to the turf and allow Jordan Ayew in behind. The Palace striker almost has too much time as he bears down on goal, miscontrolling inside the area, and the chance is lost. Jeff Schlupp has a go from range in the next attack, but it sails over. So, doesn't sound like there's anything particularly major going on at Crystal Palace. Southampton 1, Everton nil. Almost a second goal for Southampton, but Shay Adams pokes a shot at Jordan Pickford from close range. Those Brighton nil, Burnley 2. Those Burnley fans that got up at the crack of dawn to make it to Brighton are witnessing something special. The Clarets are around 30 minutes plus stoppages away from only a second win of the season. Jesus Christ. That's shocking. Southampton 1, Everton nil. Southampton could have had so many goals today, as Mohamed El Yunusi is denied by Jordan Pickford. And it looks like Frank Lampard's new manager bounce is about to come to an end. Aston Villa nil, Watford nil. Villa so nearly caught out as Musa Sissoko is sent through on the counter. He has Emmanuel Dennis in support, but he chooses to go alone, blasting the ball against the side netting. A warning. Okay. Arsenal 1, Brentford nil. It's getting feisty now. Cedric Suarez catches Rico Henry, and then Gabriel has a falling out with Pontus Janssen. No bookings for anyone. And then Crystal Palace nil, Chelsea nil. Palace were on top in the last 5 minutes of the first half, and the pattern has continued in the second. They're getting sniffs in the final third, but nothing that is concerning Edouard Mendy so far. Still only 2 touches on the ball for Romelu Lukaku. Absolutely no service for Mendy so far. Still only two touches on the ball for Romelu Lukaku. Absolutely no service for the Belgian international thus far. Well, there you go. I mean, if you want the man to score, you've got to fucking make chances for him, surely. And let's see what else is happening here. Kai Havertz is the cheese and the sandwich by Nathaniel Klein and Jeffrey Schlupp. And Chelsea have a free kick on the edge of the box. Jesus Christ. Mate, Taib, have you got a job working for the BBC doing some of these comments? A cheese in a sandwich. Fucking hell. Is this person sure? Liverpool nil, Norwich 1. A double change for Liverpool. Divock Origi and Thiago Alcantara are on. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and Naby Keita make way. Loads of attacking options on the pitch for the Reds, but still Norwich lead, and a huge shock is brewing. And Crystal Palace nil, Chelsea nil. Terrible free kick from Hakim Ziyech. No elevation and smacked straight into the wall. And Arsenal 1, Brentford nil. I have no data to back this up, but Thomas Partey shots to goal ratio must be extraordinary. He fires over and admittedly from a tight angle from Cedric Soares' cross. So, okay. And there's a goal. There's a goal at Anfield. Let's go at Anfield, and it's gone to Liverpool. And it's Liverpool 1, Norwich 1. And it's come from Sadio Mane, relief at Anfield for the Liverpool faithful. On the day when the script was written for Mo Salah to get his 150th goal. Yep, 150th. If he'd scored today, it would have been his 150th goal for Liverpool. And he would have drawn a very exclusive club of players. I think there's about 6, 7, 8 of them or something, they were saying this morning. So let's have a look at that and see what happened. And Sadio Mane, right-footed shot from the centre of the box to the centre of the goal, assisted by Konstantinos Tsimikas with a headed pass. And there's been another goal. And this one again has come at Anfield. And it's Liverpool 2, Norwich City 1. Mohamed Salah, Liverpool, right-footed shot from outside of the box. So there we go. He gets his 150th goal. So Liverpool will be absolutely delighted with that. Their title challenge is back on track, but that plunges Norwich back deep into relegation trouble. So poor old Norwich. They're really up against it now. So, let's have a quick roundup of the scores in the Premier League. So it's Arsenal 1, Brentford 0, 54 minutes gone there. It's Aston Villa 0, Watford 0, Brighton 0, Burnley 2, 58 minutes gone at the Amex Stadium in Brighton. There's another goal. Another goal. Brighton centre. And where's this one come? Tell me. This BBC website is unreal. Yeah, they're talking about, sorry people, they're talking about the Liverpool Norwich game. Jesus Christ. Right, so yeah, sorry about that. It's BBC website for you. Like 10 minutes behind everyone. Oh, yes, I'm the BBC. Oh. Fucking wake up like about 10 minutes after the bloody everyone else knows that there's been a goal. Arsenal 1, Brentford 0. 65 minutes gone in that game. Aston Villa 0, Watford 0. 66 minutes gone there. Brighton 0, Burnley 2. 68 minutes gone there. Crystal Palace 0, Chelsea 0. 66 minutes gone there. Liverpool 2, Norwich City 1. 70 minutes gone there. And Southampton 1, Everton 0. And there's another goal at Brighton, and this time there is a goal and not a and this time it is a goal, and it's not a delayed notification for a change. And it's now Brighton 0, Burnley 3. Let's go and check out what's happened there. Jesus Christ. Anytime today, BBC, that you want to update your website, that would be absolutely fantastic. Fucking hell, they're useless. Absolutely useless. No. Nothing. Fucking shocking. Yeah, so all we know at the moment is that the goal came from Lennon in the 69th minute. And it was assisted by Rodriguez. Oh, finally. Brighton and Hove Albion 0, Burnley 3. Aaron Lennon, Burnley, right-footed shot from the centre of the box to the top left corner, assisted by Jay Rodriguez. So there you go, people. So let's have a look at the comments. So here we go. Here is the latest scores. It's Arsenal 1, Brentford 0, Aston Villa 0, Watford 0, Brighton 0, Burnley 3, Crystal Palace 0, Chelsea 0, Liverpool 2, Norwich 1, and Southampton 1, Everton 0. There's a substitution at the Emirates Stadium. Brentford are bringing on former Oxford United midfielder Shandon Baptiste for Jay De Silva. So there you go, people. There you go. So let's have a look at some of the other scores up and down the country. It's Hibs 1, Ross County 0, Livingston 1, St Mirren 0, Motherwell 0, Aberdeen 1, and St Johnstone 2, Heart of Midlothian 1 in the Scottish Premiership. And then in the Championship today, it finished Fulham 1, Huddersfield Town 2. Major turn up there in the Championship. Fulham, to be fair, have been battering people left, right, and centre. Bristol City 2, Middlesbrough 0. Cardiff 1, Blackpool 1. Luton Town 1, West Bromwich Albion 0. Preston North End 1, Reading 3. Queen's Park Rangers 0, Hull City 1. Sheffield United 3, Swansea City 0. And Hawks 2, Birmingham City 2. Sorry, Hawks. Stoke City 2, Birmingham City 2. League 1, Bolton Wanderers 3, AFC Wimbledon 0. Cambridge United 1, Accrington Stanley 0. Charlton Athletic 0, Oxford United 3. Doncaster Rovers 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Gillingham 0, Plymouth Argyle 1. Ipswich Town 2, Burton Albion 0. Sunderland 1, Milton Keynes Dons 1. And Wycombe Wanderers 4, Cheltenham Town 3. So it could be really exciting game there at Wycombe. League 2, earlier today it finished Northampton Town 3, Colchester United 0, Carlisle United 0, Swindon Town 3, Forest Green Rovers 0, Walsall 1, Hartlepool United 1, Sutton United 1, Newport County 0, Mansfield Town 1, Oldham Athletic 2, Bradford City 0, Scunthorpe United 1, Rochdale 1, Stevenage 0, Bristol Rovers 3, Tranmere Rovers 1, Port Vale 0. So there you go, folks. Let's go back and check what's going on at the Emirates, what the tail of the tape is telling us there. So Arsenal 72% possession against Brentford's 28% possession. Arsenal have had 20 shots and only 4 on target. We've had 13 corners and committed 6 fouls. Brentford, on the other hand, they've had 28% possession. So Brentford have had 28% possession. They've had 3 shots, 1 on target. They've had no corners and 5 fouls. So it looks like Emil Smith Rowe has broken a record today. So a 12-year-old record held by Fabregas. Well, at least he ain't breaking records, negative records that go back from the end of the last century. That a certain other person at Arsenal is. Less said about that, the better. Emil Smith Rowe joins Cesc Fabregas in illustrious goal-scoring club. The Arsenal Academy product picked up the ball on the left-hand side of the field before driving into the penalty area and finding the bottom corner to put Gunners 1-0 up at home to Brentford on Saturday. In doing so, the 21-year-old registered his 10th goal across all competition, a feat no Arsenal Academy product has managed since Cesc Fabregas. So is that the record, yeah? Okay. Right. Okay, well, let's put that back. And let's go and see what's going on. What is going on? What's going on here? What is going on? So the latest scores is Arsenal 1, Brentford nil. 15 minutes to go. It's Aston Villa nil, Watford nil, Brighton nil, Burnley 3, Crystal Palace nil, Chelsea nil, Liverpool 2, Norwich City 1, and Southampton 1, Everton nil. So because of that, I'm going to do a little mini watch along for the Arsenal game, if I can get a stream for the Arsenal match. Hold on, guys. I'm just trying to get the stream up. Whoa, hold on. Whoa. That's better. The sound up. I can't be having that. I'll get done for copyright. Right, here we go. So what's happening here? Looks like Arsenal are defending their penalty area. No surprises there. We've got 10 men behind the ball at home to Brentford, who are out their main striker. Fucking hell. Certainly know how to do it in style, don't we? So free kick for Brentford on the right-hand side. It gets played in and it's claimed by Ramsdale. He bowls the ball out over to the left-hand side, but it's intercepted by Brentford. Arsenal back in possession now. Plays the ball inside into the midfield. It looks like Smith Rowe's moving forward and he's tackled well by the Brentford midfield. They regain possession and they're driving forward with the ball. Arsenal falling back in numbers to defend their penalty area. And Arsenal lose possession again. And Saka passes the ball inside. Saka's on there, moving into the penalty area. Shoots and a goal! Bukayo Saka scores for Arsenal. It's Arsenal 2, Brentford nil. Good goal there from Arsenal. And Bukayo Saka scores for Arsenal. Brentford players are arguing with the referee. The referee looks like he's going to have a look at the VAR of what seems to be the issue here. I think they're complaining about a foul in the build-up, I think, by Emil Smith-Rowe in the midfield. It was a good strike, though, from Saka, I have to say. Brentford are not happy at all. He's in conversation, the referee. So what's happening here? Is the goal going to stand, or what's going to happen? And the Brentford player Janssen is booked, and he's still arguing. He needs to be careful because he keeps that up. He'll be looking at a red one. Anyway, Brentford have the ball now, and they pass the ball forward, and it goes back to the Arsenal keeper. And it's now Arsenal 2, Brentford 0. Ramsdale's got the ball. Mikel Arteta waving his arms around. Fucking hell, when's he ever going to stop? And there's another goal. There's a goal at Watford. There's a goal. There's a goal for Watford at Aston Villa. It's Aston Villa 0, Watford 1. What hell's going on here? And it's been scored by Dennis in the 78th minute. Emmanuel Dennis, Watford, header from very close range to the bottom right corner, assisted by Ismaila Sarr. So Uncle Roy looks like he's going to get his first points as Watford manager. Or get his first win anyway. I don't know if it's his first points. But still, there you go. And there's been another goal at Anfield as well. Another goal at Anfield. And it's not good news for the Canaries, I'm afraid. If you're a Canaries fan, I'd look away now if I were you. What the fuck is this thing doing? It's Liverpool 3, Norwich City 1. And Lacazette, what a surprise. Lacazette's coming on for Eddie Nketiah in the 82nd minute. The only surprise that it's taken till the 82nd minute and not didn't happen in the 65th minute. And Diaz has scored his first goal for Liverpool. So it's now Liverpool 3, Norwich 1. And let's see if we can see what happened with that goal. Luis Diaz, Liverpool, left-footed shot from the centre of the box to the bottom right corner, assisted by Jordan Henderson with the through ball. So there you go. And David Dundas said, so close by Pepe. Oh, he's managed to get on, has he? Fucking hell. It's Mikel Arteta feeling all right. Someone call for a medic. He obviously needs medical attention. Right. Okay. And looks like Pepe went tumbling in the penalty area there, but referee wasn't having any of it. So Brentford in possession now, deep in their own half, and succession of rather overzealous challenges by both teams. And Megalash is now getting a booking for a quite strenuous challenge. Shaka is arguing with the referee. So Brentford have a free kick on the left-hand side of the Arsenal penalty area, sort of about 5 yards back, I suppose. Players are all lining up on the edge of the box. Looks like one's going to get floated in. So we're just waiting for the free kick to be taken. Referee's having a chit-chat. Just get on with the fucking game, you clown. He floats the ball in and nothing comes of it. And it's now inside the D, just inside the Arsenal half, just inside the centre circle. Ball gets out of position, out of play, and it's an Arsenal goal kick. And there's another goal at the Dell. Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm a bit late, people, with some of the updates this afternoon. It's Southampton 2, Everton nil, and Long has scored for Southampton. It's now Southampton 2, Everton nil. Shane Long of Southampton has a header from the left side of the 6-yard box to the bottom right corner, and it's been assisted by Valentino Livramento with a cross. So there you go. So with just over a few minutes left now to play in these games, it's Arsenal 2, Brentford nil, Aston Villa nil, Watford 1, Brighton nil, Burnley 3, Crystal Palace nil, Chelsea 1. Chelsea have scored, everyone. Chelsea have scored. And Chelsea has scored. Ziyech scored in the 89th minute for Chelsea. Hakim Ziyech, Chelsea, left-footed shot from the right side of the 6-yard box to the centre of the goal, assisted by Marcos Alonso with a cross. So there you go. Chelsea will be delighted with that. Takes them 7 points clear of 4th place Manchester United. Both teams haven't played 25 games. So it's Arsenal 2, Brentford nil, Aston Villa nil, Watford 1, Brighton nil, Burnley 3, Crystal Palace nil, Chelsea 1, Southampton 2, Everton nil. So what's happening in this Arsenal game? So Arsenal have possession. They're moving forward. They lose it. The ball is intercepted by the Brentford midfield. They play it out to their right-hand side, and ball gets whipped in, and Ramsdale collects it quite comfortably. He's laying on the ground, holding on to the ball, directing the players for waving them forward. Looks like he's going to play. He's going to kick. Yeah, it looks like he's going to kick one long. He's bouncing the ball up and down inside the penalty area. And there you go. He kicks it long. And looks like that's Pepe on the right-hand side. Takes the ball into by the Brentford corner flag. Brentford finally win possession, and they're playing it out of defence quite nicely, and they've just gone past the halfway line, spraying it out to the right, but it's intercepted by Tierney. Tierney gives away a free kick on the left-hand side of Arsenal's penalty area, and the Brentford coaching staff are having a bit of heated discussion on the touchline. And anyway, so it's free kick now for Brentford on the left-hand side of Arsenal's penalty area. And all the players all jumbled up together. Ball gets played in, and Brentford take a shot at defence off, and it's a goal for Brentford. They scored. Has it been disallowed? Yeah, it's been ruled out for offside. And the referee is just explaining why he's disallowed it by the looks of it. He picks the ball up. He's having a chat with Ramsdale. He's huffing and puffing. So what is he doing? He's just standing there, looking around and holding on to the ball. What the fucking hell's the problem? He's checking for a disallowed goal for offside. Right, some of the games have finished. It's finished Brighton nil, Burnley 3, Crystal Palace nil, Chelsea 1, Liverpool 3, Norwich 1, Southampton 2, Everton nil. And the only two games that are left playing are the Arsenal-Brentford game and the Villa-Watford game. And the goal's been awarded. It's Arsenal 2, Brentford 1. So this surely is going to be a very nervous last few minutes now at the Emirates. Arsenal 2, Brentford 1. Brentford's charging forward now. They've got the ball on the edge of the Arsenal penalty area. And it's all hands to the deck for the Arsenal defence. And the game has ended. Arsenal won by 2-1. A vital 3 points for Arsenal. And Mikel Arteta and his coaching staff are hugging each other, and it's all smiles and high fives. They all look very happy. So there you go. Arsenal win by 2-1 at the Emirates Stadium. So there you go. There you go, people. So, still playing between Aston Villa. What's the matter with this? Aston Villa and Watford. BBC, obviously, I'm working in a different time zone to everyone else. The game finished nearly a minute ago, and they're still saying it's active. And finally, they've got it down as finished. And the game at Aston Villa moves into the 7th minute of added time. It's Aston Villa 0, Watford 1. Could be a massive 3 points for Watford, that's for sure, if they're able to hold on in these final few minutes. But who knows what's going to happen? Who knows? And see, Arsenal are now 1 point behind 4th place Manchester United and have 2 games in hand. They have 3 games in hand over Watford, West Ham, who are in 5th, and the same goal difference of plus 11. Wolves are in 7th, having played the same amount of games than Arsenal, but they're 5 points behind. Tottenham are in 8th with a game in hand over Arsenal, and they're 6 points behind. Brighton are 9th on 33 points, and so you'd probably say that there's not much hope of them getting above Arsenal, but you never know. Anything could happen, particularly with this clown of a manager. And it's still playing at Watford. Jesus, how much injury time is he going to play? Free kick to Villa, 9 minutes into stoppage time. This keeper is coming up for this. And it's finished. It's Aston Villa 0, Watford 1. Massive 3 points there for Watford. So let's have a look at the Premier League table. Let's have a look at the Premier League table. So here we go, people. Here it is. Manchester City are top, 25 games played, 63 points. Liverpool are in second, 25 games played, 57 points. So they're now 6 points behind City. They still got to play each other at the Etihad, don't forget. So if Liverpool are able to win that game, they will only be 3 points behind, and it will be squeaky bum time. Chelsea are in third on 50 points. In my opinion, they're way too far behind to mount a serious title challenge now. And look at those last 5 games. They've drawn 3, lost 1, and won 1. Manchester United are in fourth. They're on 43 points. West Ham are in fifth, having played 26 and 42 points. Arsenal are in sixth, having played 23, equal on points with West Ham. Wolves are in seventh, having played 23 as well, on 37 points. Tottenham are in eighth, again, having played 22 on 36 points. And if we move down to the bottom end of the table, it's getting really, really tense down the bottom. Norwich are now bottom of the table. They're on 17 points. In 19th place, level on points with Norwich, but with a better goal difference. They're on 17 points. And look at that goal difference from Norwich, minus 38. That is awful. And Watford, they're 1 point above Burnley and Norwich. They're having played 24 games, and they're on 18 points. Newcastle are in 17th place. They have 22 points, having played 24 games. Everton are 16th, having played 23 games and have 22 points. Leeds are in 15th, again, having played 23 and have 23 points. And then Brentford in 14th, they've played 26 games and have 24 points. And finally, in 13th, Crystal Palace have played 25 games and 26 points. So, to round up, people, let's have a look at the scores around the rest of the final scores up and down the country. So let's start in League Two. So in League Two, the final scores: Northampton Town 3, Colchester United 0. Carlisle United 0, Swindon Town 3. Forest Green Rovers 0, Walsall 1. Hartlepool United 1, Sutton United 1. Newport County 1, Mansfield Town 1. Oldham Athletic 2, Bradford City 0. Scunthorpe United 1, Rochdale 2. Stevenage 0, Bristol Rovers 4. Tranmere Rovers 1, Port Vale 1. And then in League One, it's finished. Bolton 4, AFC Wimbledon 0. Cambridge United 2, Accrington Stanley 0. Charlton Athletic 0, Oxford United 4. Doncaster Rovers 1, Sheffield Wednesday 3. Gillingham 0, Plymouth Argyle 2. Ipswich Town 3, Burton Albion 0. Sunderland 1, Milton Keynes Dons 2. Wycombe Wanderers 5, Cheltenham Town 5. Bloody hell, that was some game by the looks of it. Now, if we go to the Championship, so it was Fulham 1, Huddersfield Town 2. Bristol City 2, Middlesbrough 1. Cardiff City 1, Blackpool 1. Coventry City 1, Burnley 0. Derby County 1, Peterborough United 0. Luton Town 2, West Bromwich Albion 0. Preston North End 2, Reading 3, Queen's Park Rangers 1, Hull City 1. And that game is still going on, and they're in the 15th minute of added time at the end of that game. It's Sheffield United 4, Swansea City 0. And finally, Stoke City 2, Birmingham City 2. In the Scottish Premiership, it finished Hibernian 2, Ross County 0. Livingston 1, St Mirren 1. Motherwell 1, Aberdeen 1. St Johnstone 2, Heart of Midlothian 1. And then in the English Premier League, it ended West Ham United 1, Newcastle United 1. Arsenal 2, Brentford 1. Aston Villa 0, Watford 1. Brighton and Hove Albion 0, Burnley 3. Crystal Palace 0, Chelsea 1. Liverpool 3, Norwich City 1. And finally, Southampton 2, Everton 0. So there you go, folks. That's all the results from today's games. I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. I thought it was a really entertaining afternoon. I just want to go through this slowly. Let's get rid of that. Just quickly go through that. Quickly big up the Gooner Claude Trust. Please go and check out the work of the Gooner Claude Trust. There's a link for that in the description for this video. You can go and find out about all the great work that they do. They give opportunities to disadvantaged kids to be able to go to games of football. So go and give them support, show them some love and kindness. So excellent work that they do to give disadvantaged kids a absolutely amazing day out at the Emirates for Arsenal match. And then check out as well some of these great YouTube channels. I can thoroughly recommend them all. They're absolutely fantastic channels. There's the Old Skool Gunner. He's been supporting Arsenal since 1992. He discusses all things Arsenal and brings you insightful Arsenal content. And then there's Arsenal Alex. He brings you all things Arsenal, including instant match reactions. Then there's Drawn by Dre. He brings you top quality Arsenal-related content, including his highly rated and excellent possession-based podcast. Arsenal Alex as well. He does excellent shorts, and he's really passionate Arsenal fan. I love his videos. I really do. The man's a top man. Then there's the Aussie Gooner. He discusses all things Arsenal from an Aussie perspective. He's an absolute top man, and I love his channel. I really do. The way he breaks things down is absolutely top draw. And then there's Diesel Arsenal. I've got a feeling he might be streaming at the moment, actually. He's the fastest growing new channel on YouTube. Diesel discusses all things Arsenal, as well as presenting discussions on other popular topics. And then last but not least is Del Boy Gunner TV. I've only just recently found out about this channel, but what a gem it is. Absolutely fantastic channel. The fella is a top Dubliner, real top man, and he's passionate about Arsenal. and he discusses all things Arsenal, and he really is a real passionate Arsenal man. And he does it all from the comfort of his own private bar. So there you go. So yeah, so all the links for these channels are in the description of my video. Go and check them out. You won't be disappointed. Go and subscribe to their channels. Click on the like button. Share the content around and all that sort of usual stuff. And yeah, you won't be disappointed. That's for sure. Anyway, so that's the end of today's Matchday Live show. There will be another show next weekend. What it'll be, I'm not really sure because I've got a feeling that we've got some sort of break next weekend, but I might be wrong, but we'll see. Something will happen anyway, whatever goes on. Anyway, so that's it for now. I hope you've enjoyed it. I just want to thank the following people for joining me in the live chat today. So we had David Dundas, Taib Hussain, why not sentiment FC _love Arsenal _hate Cronky, and also Del Boy Gunner TV, who we've just talked about, Craig Malloy, I think that's about it, actually. I don't think there was anyone else. So, yeah, that's it. But thanks very much for watching, everyone. Yeah, so that's the end of today's show. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I also want to give a big thank you to all of those of you watching this video on playback. And yeah, don't forget to put in the comments what you thought about the games, what you thought about the talking points, and all that. Who you think's going to win tell me who you think's going to win the Premier League title, who you think's going to finish second, who you think's going to finish third, and who you think's going to get that elusive and magical fourth place spot in the Premier League that most people seem so hung up about. Who's going to qualify for the Europa League and the Europa Conference League, and who's going to be relegated out of the Premier League down to the Championship. And who do you think will come up from the Championship as well? That'd be interesting. Yeah, so let me know. That'd be absolutely wonderful. Anyway, guys, thanks very much for watching. Like I say, I hope you enjoyed the show. And please take care of yourselves and all your loved ones, friends and family. And please remember to show some love and kindness around the world. And I look forward to seeing you all really soon. So take care. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share some love and kindness around the world. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to share. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Please do that. It'll massively help me out. So thanks, everyone. Take care. And I look forward to seeing you all again soon.